Here's Obama in Japan yesterday. Cut one, go.
71 years ago, on a bright, cloudless morning, death fell from the sky and the world was changed. A flash of light and a wall
Death fell from the sky. What was going on in the ground there, genius? What was going on in the ground there, genius? And the world was changed, and changed for the better. Imperial Japan had been defeated. Changed for the better. Imperial Japan was defeated. You dummy. Go ahead.
Destroyed a city and demonstrated that mankind possessed the means to destroy itself. Why do we come to this place?
This is incredible. Why doesn't he go to a concentration camp and say that? A lot more people were killed in concentration camps than were ever killed at Hiroshima or Nagasaki. How come he doesn't go to Dachau and make that comment, or Auschwitz and make that comment? He doesn't want to offend Merkel and the Germans? Is that it? Death rained from the skies? Does the fool not know what was taking place right here on Earth? Stands there with this sort of halting speaking, for dramatic purposes. Death, trying to create a picture, an image of something. All these poor innocent people, this poor innocent country and government. Poor innocent, and with one bomb we just wiped them all out. No reference whatsoever as to why we had reached that point, as to why Harry Truman did what Harry Truman should have done and had to do. Incredible how the Democrat Party has changed, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely incredible. Go ahead.
We come to ponder a terrible force.
No, I don't ponder a terrible force. The terrible force I ponder is you jerk. Nobody's sitting around here pondering this. War is a horrific thing, particularly when the United States is the victim. The United States is the victim. What did I say 2 or 3 weeks ago, Mr. Producer, when this trip was announced? How come he doesn't go there by way of Pearl Harbor? Well, maybe he'll do it on the way to the golf course in Hawaii when he takes his vacation after his next vacation. Been to Hawaii plenty of times, hasn't he? Why didn't he go over there and talk about why we had to build up the most powerful military machine humanity has ever seen to defeat our enemies? What would we have done without the Manhattan Project? The American lives and the Japanese lives would have been far greater than what took place. The isolationists, the leftists, hodgepodge of morons out there, making excuses. Incredible to me. Go ahead.
In a not-so-distant past, we come to mourn the dead, including over 100,000 Japanese men, women, and children, thousands of Koreans, a dozen Americans held prisoner.
What next? Is he going to go to Berlin and mourn the people who died there in the last days of World War II? Is he going to do that? Is he going to travel all this? Is he going to go to Dresden next and mourn the people who died there? Will he be doing that? What other American battlefield will he skip over? It's incredible. As each day goes by, I detest this man more. I didn't think it was possible. I really didn't think it was possible. I wonder what the greatest generation thinks about him and his pathetic generation. I just wonder. Barack Obama never had to fight for anything. Let's be honest. Everything was handed to this man. Everything. He's a Democrat out of Chicago. He was handed his state senatorship. He was handed his U.S. Senate slot with dirty tricks against his original Republican opponent. Essentially handed the presidency. The Democrat Party thought it was time, and so there he goes. A man with no serious record, with no serious experience. And it shows, doesn't it? It shows. It's awful. In Japan yesterday, Obama was droning on and on and on. Cut 5. Go.
We stand here in the middle of this city and force ourselves to imagine the moment the bomb fell. We force ourselves...
Listen to me, you jerk. You should have been standing at Pearl Harbor. Right there where the Arizona is at the bottom of the water. That's where you should have been standing. Right there at that memorial. And then imagine what took place on that day. When America, unprovoked, unprovoked, was attacked. You should have been standing there and recounting the millions of people who lost their lives as a result of the Axis powers. That's what you should have done. But truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't need to be at Hiroshima and he didn't have to go to Pearl Harbor. He likes to pick scabs and pick scabs and pick scabs. That's what he does. That's who he is. Pathetic. He's a spoiled know-nothing. A spoiled know-nothing who's had to work for nothing. Zero. Same with his wife. Go ahead.
Dread of children confused by what they see. We listen to a silent cry.
That's enough. You know what? I've got clip after clip. I'm not going to do this. I said I would do it. I can't do it. I can't. You want to know what a demagogue is? That's him. You want to hear pure propaganda? That's him. He has no appreciation for this country. None. He goes to Vietnam, of all places, and attacks us. He goes to Hiroshima and act like we're the perpetrators. Not the perpetrators. We're defending ourselves. Incredible. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the thing. I think we're in the minority. Those of us who think as I'm saying, I think we're in the minority. 44% of the people surveyed said we shouldn't have dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. Well, I don't know. Maybe if we had a draft, and maybe if they had to fight the Japanese, maybe they would have thought a little bit more about dropping a bomb. Sitting on your ass in front of TV, eating popcorn, looking at your iPhone, thinking about what you're going to do over the weekend. Maybe, yeah, no, I don't think I'd drop the bomb. Hey, let's go to a rally and burn stuff. Hey, yeah, let's go. Hey, you know what? I want free college education. Oh, yeah, that's what I want too. And on and on and on. Hey, then you get a phone call. Hey, we're doing a survey. Hey, do you think we should have dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima? No, what the hell? No. Well, what do you know about it? Well, you know, I was read the Reader's Digest. What Reader's Digest? Are they even in business anymore? I don't even read the Reader's Digest. Well, what exactly have you read? I haven't read much, but you know, my professor at Columbia. Ooh, my professor, who is Khalidi? My professor Khalidi. This guy's good. Oh, he's good. He was explaining, you know, we dropped this and we did this. America sucks, and on and on and on. He's a great guy. You know, he must be good. They gave him tenure. Really? Oh, yes. So, no, I don't think we should have dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. Do you know when we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima? No. Ever hear of Nagasaki? No. You know who Harry Truman is? Harry Truman? No. Oh, okay. So we'll count you as against dropping the bomb. Oh, absolutely. We shouldn't do something like that. That's just a terrible thing. Okay, let's continue to call and continue with our survey of Americans of what they think about. No, it should be this. Do you have an IQ over 17? Yes, I do. Okay, you qualify for our survey. Have you read a damn thing in your life? Oh, yes, I have. What have you read? I don't remember. Oh, okay. And by the way, my brother Doug reminded me that the Japanese actually did start trying to figure out ways to strike the mainland of the United States with these kite bombs and other things they were sending over and submarines, so it's only a matter of time. But why do you think people in this magnificent country, there are people in this magnificent country that instinctively hate America? They instinctively, immediately go to the side of Imperial Japan, one of the most horrendous governments to ever be formed, and that somehow we instigated war with Japan, and that somehow we didn't prosecute the war properly against Japan, and then somehow we shouldn't have dropped the bombs on Japan. Something's wrong with us? What is it, do you think? What kind of a sick mentality knee-jerks like that? I think there are people in this country that have it so good and have had it so easy that really don't work for anything. They protest, and by protesting, they intimidate people. They get their way. They're spoiled brats. I'm not just talking about young. It could be older people, too. They figure they have a right to whatever they want based on some perceived slight. And so they look at America as just keep beating her up, punching her. You'll get what you want. And there's no effective pushback. There's no effect. Well, I'll tell you what. Call this program. There's going to be effective pushback. For a country with such a magnificent history, we spend so much on our educational systems, government schools, elementary, middle school, high school. young people going broke with student loans, going to universities and colleges, and I feel all we're doing is subsidizing the hardcore left, these massive palaces to Soviet think and group think. One of the areas under attack for free speech most aggressively is our college campuses and so forth. I just think that what's happening is needs to be confronted. And those of us who have millions of people in our audiences and so forth, we need to take advantage of our platforms here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I were a Democrat and Harry Truman were a Republican, I'd be attacking him. Look at these Republicans. They don't care about humanity. They drop atomic bombs on all these innocent people and so forth and so on. The Japanese slaughtered millions. Not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, millions. And the brutality that they unleashed against the American soldier is unspeakable. And when my grandfather would talk about it, which was rare, you could see, as his eyes would well up, you could see what it meant. They used to fly into our pilots when they would parachute from our planes and kill them. They used to shoot them in the water. They went after hospital ships. They didn't care. They were in many ways like ISIS, quite frankly, as they fought World War II. They didn't comply with any pacts about how you treat prisoners and any of the rest. They would slaughter our men. They would torture our men. They would gut our men alive. They would decapitate our men. This is the sort of thing that they used to do.